Oh yeah. Well, here we are again for a little chat. Hope you're all well and you've had a lovely day today. The weather's been reasonable here. I left today early and it was sunny. And I went for a nice veggie breakfast. Like a nice cooked breakfast on a Saturday now. And see, I don't have a cook at this precise time. I go out for a nice veggie breakfast. And anyway, I'd like to get back to you and just tell you about these odd things that have happened to me when I first started realizing that I've been gifted with being able to speak to people who've passed over, who are now on the other side. And I did mention last time that I spoke to my partner Ron, and I told you a bit about that. But I want to move on and that I started speaking to my mum directly, like Ron, and recently, January last year, my brother Albert died, and I was over my sister's, who lives in Bermondsey, and I was chatting with her, and we just suddenly thought, well, shall we see if Albert is available? Yeah, so I got in contact with Albert, and it was nice for my sister to be able to speak to him, and actually made a joke through me, and it was a bit still odd for me really, but I'm getting used to it now. But I'd like to take you back to April of last year, 15, when I first discovered I could speak to my relations, and I have spoken to the odd friend now, and some celebrities which I'll tell you about who've recently passed on. I won't mention their names today, but another time. I just want to mention the Conversations with God books by Neale Donald Walsch. I mean, it sounds like I'm advertising them, but as I may have mentioned to you last time, I thought I was going mad. Well, I knew I wasn't going mad, but if I happened to mention what was happening to me to even people I called friends, you could tell they're thinking and that I was not all there or whatever. So how it happened with me has made me realise and get more confidence. Then I went to this new yoga class. I met this yoga teacher in Glastonbury at this holiday place on a farm, and he was doing a workshop of yoga, and I joined the class and did the yoga, and we got chatting later on, and he said he does it in London, North London, and I said, well, I'll come along because I live in North London. So anyway, I'm going to move on quickly, and I went along, but it wasn't him running this class, it was a woman, and I did the yoga class as best I could. I found it more taxing on my whole body, Kundalini yoga, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. But after the class, she made herbal teas for the students, and I got chatting with her, and gradually people moved away, and I ended up chatting with her, and it moved on to spiritual things, and then I just started talking about what's happened to me back in April of last year, because this is about July, August, and she said to me, "Oh, have you heard of a book written by blah 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 blah?" Of course, and she said that he's been able to write God's words down. God was coming sort of through him in an unusual way, and he found that when he stopped sort of moaning about his life, he carried on writing, and this is how we've ended up with these books, 3 volumes of the books, Conversations with God. But I didn't remember the names, but I remember she telling me about them a bit, and then time went on, and then I went to, I was on the train with an acquaintance, not quite a friend. I hope she's a friend now. I won't mention her name, but I was telling her what's been happening to me again, and it seems to come up in conversations for some reason, and so chatting away, and then she said, oh, she might have meant the other woman, this new woman. She said that the yoga instructor might have meant Conversations with God by Neale Donald Walsch. And I said, oh, I'm going to put it in my phone. So I put it in my phone, and there you go. That's twice been mentioned to me. So my brain's doing overtime when I've had time to sit and meditate on my own and think about things. And then the third and last time was I went to see my friends John and Galen, who live in Devon, and I popped in on them, and they want to know how I am, how I'm doing. Always want to know if I've got a new partner or what, because they knew Ron and they love Ron. And I was telling them about my new gift, and that these two occasions where people have mentioned this book to let me know that they don't think I'm mad, because this other guy has had a similar sort of thing. So they're both sort of in their, I don't know how old they are, but I think they're late 70s, early 80s, and been about a bit. And I say that because John was a pilot in the Royal Air Force, and Galen has done horse riding and won lots of awards, and they own their own business, and now they're retired. And she suddenly got up and said, Alan, just a moment. She ran up and went out the room, and guess what she brought back? She brought back Volume 1, Conversations with God. Now, isn't that weird? You're going to agree with me that that's weird? Because for me it wasn't weird. It was a stamp of approval that I'm definitely not going mad. And this is meant to be. That people are supposed to tell me about this book because I'm supposed to buy them. But next time I speak to you, I'll tell you what happened to me next. But at the moment, I just want to say a little prayer before I say goodbye. And if you can clasp your hands together with me, that'd be nice. Dear Creator, you are benevolent, loving, and all-knowing, and present with us. Help us to have patience and compassion for our fellow creatures, to love and cherish our family and friends, and to forgive people who are evil to us. We will care and look after this wonderful world that you created. Thank you, Creator. Amen. And peace and love with you always, and to until next time.